Okay. What did we say? Session number 38, the 17th of September, and reading Basheva Singer's Der Knecht. Gleich wie der Dosikereien ist ihm eingekommen, ist gewinn a veränderter. So as soon as this thought came into his mind, he became a changed person. A Chaos hat ihm angenommen und etwas sonst a Gelächter. An anger overcame him and a sort of laughter as well. A Gewurre, was hat lang gedrimmelt in seine Glieder, hat sich in ihm aufgeweckt. A courage which had long been dormant in his limbs suddenly was awoken. Hat in a halbe Rege gemachter Plan. In half a second, he hatched a plan. Hat getan a Stoß mit dem Ellenbogen, das Pferd, wo es ist geritten, Czeslaw. He dug his elbows into the side of the horse on which Czeslaw was riding. Der Kleinwuchsiger, Czeslaw was the shorter one. Und es hat genommen Läufen hindem Pendem in der dunkler Gedichte nicht, weil die Levone ist schon gehabt untergegangen. And the horse began galloping at full speed in the dark thickness, the thick darkness, while the moon was already
because the moon.
Entschuldigt?
Weil means because
the moon was already waning, was already going down.
Or set.
Setting.
Already set,
okay.
Yeah.
Der heuche Dragoner hat genommen Schreien und sich chappen zu der Schwert. So the taller soldier, the dragoneer, began to yell and to grab his sword. Nor Yankov hat getan a Riss mit a gewaltigen Keuch, mitgerissen a Stück Sottel. But Yankov, with tremendous strength, yanked the chain and tore off a bit of the saddle. Das Pferd ist schier auf ihm nicht aufgefallen. The horse almost fell onto him. Is gewinn wie Shimshon Hagiber. He was like Samson, the hero. Das andere Pferd hat sich euch zerploschet. The other horse also, and I'm assuming that zerploschet means to run off.
Well, to be in disarray or to run in circles, yeah.
Oh, okay. A Tupenisch hat sich der Herd geschreien. The sound of hooves was heard and shouts. Auf die aufgeschnittene Felder ist nicht so wusig zu behalten, aber Jakob ist gelaufen mit einem Impet und einer Grinkheit, was hat ihm allein der Stund. In the harvested fields, there was nowhere to hide, but Yaakov ran with an impetus, with an enthusiasm and an ease which astounded him. Hat gewusst, als me kann nachher nicht reinreiten mit kein Pferd. He knew that it was impossible to ride into the field with a horse. Sie wollten sich gleich zerschädigt die Fies in die stechige streuen. The horses would immediately soon have injured their hooves in the prickly straw. A chutz dem is finster, and besides this, it was dark. Bald is als geworden eingestellt. So immediately everything became quiet. Das Tupenisch von die Pferd, die Geschreien von die Dragoner, the stomping of the horses and the yells of the soldiers of the dragoners. A Wind hat genommen bloßen, uns hat gegliefert die Finsternis von Fahrtog. A wind began blowing, and the darkness of the dawn, as if it was frozen. Muss zukommen zur Wald, Edersvet Tog. I must come reach a forest before day breaks. Hat Yaakov sich gewarnt. Yaakov thought to himself, he warned himself. Aber in wasser Zeit is a Wald, but in which direction is there a forest? Is gelaufen blind auf Gottes barot. He ran blind, as it were, in God's care. Hat geschleppt noch sich die übergerissene Kette, and he dragged with him the chain, the broken chain. Wiewohl is gewinn betrippt von Sorres Teut und von dem ganzen Klemm, wo hat gesteckt, hat ihm ungenommen etwas soins wie afraid und Nitzochen. Although he was troubled by Sora's death and the whole situation, which he had been placed into, he felt something like a joy and a nitzochen,
A victory.
A victory. Is gehad beigekommen die starke und sehr Hinterlistigkeiten. he had overcome these powerful people, the soldiers, and their sly actions. Hat übergerissen die Kette von Knechtschaft. He had torn away the chains of slavery, of civility. Wie ist das mir bald nicht eingefallen? How is it that I didn't think about this immediately? Hat sich gechidisht. He was surprised. Hat sich nentert zu a Dorf und gehört das Billen von Hint. He approached a village and he heard the barking of dogs. Hat sich a vernehm getan in an andere Seite, and he turned into a different direction away from the village. Ich will sich nicht losen. I'm not going to allow myself. Ich will sich mehr nicht losen happen. I won't allow myself to be caught once again. Nicht bei Zellner und nicht bei Päuerin. Neither by soldiers nor by peasants. Ich will zerschmettern alle Bezwinger. I will smash all who try to subjugate me. Hat gesucht auf Dread a Stecken oder a Stein, and he looked on the ground for a staff, a stick, or a stone. Hat sich abgestellt a Weile, hab getan die Kette und sie abgerissen von Gelenk. And he stopped for a moment, a while, and he grabbed the chain and he tore it from his wrist. Der Kopf ist ihm gewinn klar und hat benommen, als tor die Kette nicht losen liegen im Feld. His mind was clear, and he perceived that he mustn't leave the chain lying in a field, nor muss sie ergens reinwerfen in a grub oder a Teich. Man soll nicht fallen auf sein Spur. He shouldn't leave it in the field, but that he should throw it somewhere into a pit or into a river so that they would not be able to follow his trail. Sie scheuen ungeheben Sprotzen auf Tag, aber hat sich noch als gefunden in freien Feld. The day was breaking, but he was still in the open field. Hat sich wieder abgestellt und ausgespitzt den Blick. He once again stopped and looked around. Links hat sich beim Rand von der Weitenisch gebläut a Wald wie a bläuer Gartel. And to the left, on the horizon, there was, in the distance, he saw the sort of forest was growing like a blue belt, a blue girdle.
Yeah, and gebloit is an unusual verb here. It was bluing. It was in the blue shade as a verb now.
Right. Yeah.
Can I just ask you a grammatical question for Raphael? If you could just go back, Marsha, to a bit higher up, it was the question of what does the meaning of this sentence was. Um, uh, a little bit more up. Oh, we're there. Okay. It's a sentence, wie ist das mir bald nicht eingefallen? Now, is that nicht an illogical nicht? So could the meaning be, uh, how did this occur to me now? Or how did it, and then you ignore the nicht, or because wie often brings a nicht in. This is a trivial issue, but the meaning is opposite. Uh, how did this soon occur to me, or how did this not soon occur to me?
Yeah, I
Uh,
think the nisht here, yeah, sometimes nisht doesn't have the force it would in English, but here I think it does. How could I not have seen this
uh,
before? How could I not have thought of this? So the nisht here is in fact a negative.
okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the expression was nicht is means whatever it is. There the nisht
Mhm.
has a different sort of meaning, but here I think it really is a negative.
Yeah, I think very often the nicht is not a negative, but rather a positive
Yeah, but
in meaning.
yeah, especially with a question word like wer nicht is, was nicht is. But here, wie
Yeah.
nicht, no, it's not wie nicht is all sein, however it might be. It's wie is es nicht eingefallen. How could it not have occurred to me? Here it really
Mm.
is a negative.
Okay. I'll just read a little more. Yaakov is gelegen in Wald und geschlafen. Yaakov lay in the forest and slept. Schlafendickerheit hat geklammert in der Hand die Pauke, was hat gefunden. He, in his sleep, he clung to the club or the stick that he had found. Great sich zu beschützen gegen Mensch und Chaya. He was prepared to protect himself from man and beast. Hat gewacht Knekht, and he was waiting for uh, for the night. Danken
No,
Gott,
I think that means he had stayed up all night. Here, gewacht is not
yeah,
gewahrt. It's
yeah,
gewacht to be
okay,
awake.
yeah, no, that makes sense. Yes, he had been up the whole night. Yeah, danken Gott, der Tishrei Tog is warmer, and thank God the days of Tishrei were warmer.
Right, this is right after Yom
These,
Kippur, so the moon has not yet
yeah,
come to full, which means it sets early, which is part of the story here. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Die Sonne hat durchgescheint zwischen die Kräunen von die Sosnes. The sun shone through the tops of the pine trees. Yankov ist gesunken in dem schweren Schlaf von jener, was haben alles verloren, haben mehr gar nicht auf was zu hoffen. Yankov sank into a deep sleep, the deep sleep of those who have lost everything and who uh, have nothing to hope for. Jedes Mal, was hat sich übergeweckt, hat sich gewundert. Each time that he woke up, he wondered, was amazed anew. Zu was bin ich entlaufen? Why did I escape? Wohin? And where can I escape to? Aber die Mattkeit hat ihn bald übergewältigt. But the dullness soon overcame him, immediately overcame him. In Cholm is wieder gewesen in Stall auf dem Berg. Und Wanda hat ihm gebracht Essen. In his dreams, he was once again in the stall, in the stable on the mountain. And Wanda was bringing him food. Ist gestanden auf dem Spitzfels und sie gesehen ankommen von Tal. Angetan wie a Königin in Zierung purpur mit a Kroon auf dem Kopf. He was standing on the edge of a rock, and he watched her approach from the valley, dressed in crimson, with jewelry, in purple, and with a crown on her head. Die Milchblechen seinen gilderne. The milk pails were gilded, were golden. Wie ist das gemalt? How could this be? Hat sich gefragt. He asked himself. When is sie geworden a Malka in Poland? When did she become a queen in Poland? Und ob ja, wo is ihr Svita? And if she was a queen, where was her retinue? Was geht sie zu Fuß? Why was she walking? Und zu was teugen ihr gildene Milchkannen? And why, for what reason did she have gilded milk pails? It must be a dream. Hat sich übergeweckt, and he woke himself up again. Der Wald hat gehilcht von dem Gesang von Vögel, and the forest echoed with the song of birds. So hat Jankoven genockt der Hunger, aber ist bald wieder eingeschlafen. Hunger gnawed at Yankov, but he soon once again fell asleep. Heint is ihr Levaya. Today was her funeral. Heint is ihr Begräbnis. Today was her burial. Hat sich gesagt. He said, hat zu sich gesagt. He said to himself. Me wird sie mistoma begroben kvurus chomer. They would probably bury her in a place of a contemptible place on the edge of the cemetery. Die Wetig ist gewinn zu groß, soll können bleiben wach. The pain was too great for him to could it be to contemplate?
To remain awake, wach.
Yes.
Okay, to remain awake. Der Schlaf ist ihm befallen wie a Shikris. Sleep overcame him as if like an intoxication. Vater in Himmel, wer mehr nicht leben, hat getracht oder gemurmelt. Father, God in heaven, I don't want to carry on living, he thought, or he mumbled. Bring me to ihr, bring me to her. Hat wieder verbracht mit ihr, aber das Mal ist sie gewesen, sei Wanda und sei Sora. And he once again spent time with her, but this time she was both Wanda and Sora. Sora Wanda, Sarah Wanda. Azay hat sie gerufen, and this is what he called her. Sie sind wieder gewesen Chiddush, and he was surprised once again. Wie porren sich die Dosike zwei nehmen? How did these two names could these two names be paired together? Wie österlich, aber Josipov und das Dorf in die Berg seinen geworden eins. It was bizarre that the village of Yosipov, the town of Yosipov and the village in the mountain had become one. Wanda hat gewohnt mit ihm, and Wanda was living with him. Ist gesessen in schweres Sforim Stub. Und sie hat ihm reingetrocken Shabbos Obst. He was sitting in Schwers, in his father-in-law's library, and she was bringing him Shabbos fruit. Heißt es, die ganze Sache mit die Schrittes und mit Knechtschaft ist gewinn a Cholem. So this meant that the whole matter of the slaughters and the slavery, that it was all a dream. Hat zu sich gesagt, he said to himself. Hat genommen der Zeilen Sarah Wandel, dem Cholem. He began to relate the dream to Sarah Wanda. Aber das Ponym ihrs ist geworden weiß und die Augen treurig. But her face became white, pale, and her eyes became saddened. Okay. I'll end there.
No, it's the first quotation mark where it's Nein Yaakov.
Oh, Nein Yaakov. This is their MS. There's no Yaakov. It's the truth. Also wie sie hat das gesagt, hat gewusst, als sie ist tot. And just as she said that, he knew that she was dead. Sot oif aim ach hoich geteen mit a kelk fin kyver. Sot oif aim. So there was some kind of a cold that enveloped him that came from the coffin or the grave.
Yeah, hoich here means an exhalation or a breath.
Oh, okay. Was soll ich jetzt tun? What should I do now? Al Tira Abde Yaakov. I guess that's Hebrew.
Yeah, fear not, my servant Jacob. This is
Oh,
a direct quote from Tillim or from somewhere. It's also one of the piyutim at the end of Shabbos.
uh-huh. Wie soll ich gehen? Where should I go? Num,
Nem.
nem an andere,
No, inzer.
nehmen sich nehmen sich Kind in Guy damit weg. So take the child and go away somewhere else. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Okay. Oh gosh, let's see where I am here. So we're on 245, I believe.
Yeah, top of the page.
Hold on one second here. So Viahin of Jenezite Weissel. Where should I where off the other side of the what is a Weissel?
It's the Vistula River,
Oh,
which
the
is
Vistula. Yeah, I'm sorry.
it runs at pretty much the border of Poland on the east side.
Uh-huh.
It
So
also
where should
goes
I,
right through Warsaw.
yeah, so where should I go? To the other side of the Vistula?
No, it's not a question. It's the
Oh,
answer.
where should I go? To the other
Each
side.
hyphen introduces a different speaker. So it's two
Uh-huh.
people speaking and they're alternating.
Oh, so they're saying where should I go? She says, oh, to the other side of the Vistula.
Right.
Uh Scheinen
Sonim.
Sonnen lernen auf mir. So enemies are going to teach me?
No, lawyeren. They lower, threaten,
Oh,
lurk.
so the
They
enemies.
lie in wait.
Aha. Ich will dich behalten.
No,
I'll
belaten.
belaten.
Accompany.
Oh, I'll accompany you. Ich will sein mit dir. I will be with you.
No, will, I want to. Will.
Oh, ich will sein mit dir. Okay, I want to be with you. Dein Zeit ist noch nicht gekommen. Your time has not yet come.
That is,
Uh,
Yaakov is saying, I'd rather die and be with you. And Sarah answers, no, your time of dying has not yet arrived.
yeah, so wo bist du? Where are you? Sie hat geschmeichelt mit gelachten Schmeichel.
Geleiterten.
Geleiteten, huh? Okay, so she smiled with a lightened smile.
Purified.
Aha. Geleiteten. Okay.
Yeah,
Nicht
leiteren means to purify. So geleitert, purified.
geleiteten. So with a pure smile, nicht how would you pronounce that?
Geentfert.
Oh, so that's how and she didn't answer. Hat sich genommen überrecken in die,
Überwecken.
also genommen überwecken in die Gestalt ihre ist a weil gestanden bei ihm weiß, listig. So it's she
He began to wake up. Hat sich
uh,
genommen überwecken.
Yeah, and in the Gestalt and in the in Awakening,
No, and the form, her form
aha, is gewalt Gestalt. So it's her form stood in front of her, and
in front of him.
yeah, in front of him. I'm sorry, in white and light. Eingef eingefasst zwischen die Stimmen wie Bild in a Räum. So she looked like a picture in a frame.
Right, and the shaman. So he's in the forest. So she is placed among the the trunks of the trees, like a picture in its frame. Yes,
Aha.
this is
So
his waking image of her.
ja, so hat ausgestreckt,
Ausgestreckt,
ausgestreckt.
ausgestreckt. Ja,
Ja. Zu ihr der Hand und sie ist verschwinden. So he stuck out his hand to her and she like was swept away. Das ist sie. Hab sie gesehen auf der Wacht. It's her I saw on the Wach, on the watch.
no, Afterwach, while awake.
Oh, auf der Wacht. Okay. So if a soldier was standing on the watch, would that be known as a steht auf der Wacht?
Um, yes, wach can also mean watch or keep vigil, but here it means to be awake. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Hat sie sich gerät? So hat zu sich gerät. So he spoke to himself. Hat gedenkt ihre Werte. He remembered her words. Aber wie soll können nehmen mit sich a, a knippke Kind. A
No,
knippkind.
a kinpet kind,
A
a,
kind.
a newborn child. The word kinpet usually refers to, uh, well, it comes from kind bet, childbirth bed. But here
Aha.
it can either refer then to the kinpetorin, the woman giving birth, or in this case, a newly born child. How can he take with him a newborn?
Ja, wenn die schwere,
This is sroris, the authorities. Sroris. It's a sin, not a shin.
aha, aus Rohres, sitzen aim. Oh, well, because they're looking for him. How can he have a newborn child with him when the authorities are looking for him? In Via Zoe kann man in der Zeit von Jahr
Übergehen.
übergehen die Weisel. And Zoe, and how can he in the time von year übergehen overcome the Weisel?
No, how at this time of year can he
Yeah.
cross the river?
Oh, can he cross the Weisel?
Now, later in winter, it might get frozen over, but now it's a stream.
Yeah. So er ist wieder eingeschlafen. Und wenn hat sich von uns nahe aufgehabt, hat schon die Sinn sich der gerissen zwischen dem waldigen Gedächtnis mit der rittlicher Schein. Huh. So how would you say that?
Ist wieder eingeschlafen.
Yeah,
He went back to sleep.
yeah. Und wenn hat sich
Von Snai aufgehabt. And when he woke up again,
yeah, and there
von
was
Schein,
what is for nice?
von Snai, once again. It's a contraction of fun dos nai.
Okay, uns nahe aufgehabt, right?
Yeah, when he woke up again,
Hat schon die Sinn, so the sun sich der gegossen
der gerissen was shining through.
zwischen dem waldigen zu the forest
The forest gedichtenisch, the forest thickness.
Ah, okay. Mit reutlicher shine with a red kind of a tint.
Right, because it's dawn. Or maybe
Yeah.
it's evening. He might have slept the whole day away.
Okay. And anytime you want me to stop,
No,
just
keep
say,
going. You're doing great.
thank you. Sich
No,
durchge,
you've read that. Next line, Ahimlish.
oh, a himmlisch Feier hat sich,
Fire.
a, a himmlische Feier hat sich zu zünden über die Coin von die Sosnus. Somehow there was a fire that got started over her crown. What are the Sosnus?
Fir trees or
That,
pine trees. I can't remember which. It's either fir or pine.
yeah, okay.
A sus
Yaakov
Yeah,
hat sich,
so it's pine trees. So it's a himmlish fire. It's a heavenly fire. This is the sun shining, and it's as if it were kindling, but it's not actually making any real fire over the crowns of the pine trees.
ah. So Jakob hat sich demand, als hat Hand nicht geliked kein Tefillin. So he reminded himself, Yaakov reminded himself that he hadn't put on his tefillin.
But it looks like it's sundown, and he's thinking, "Oops, I missed the tefillin."
Yeah. Oh, so he slept the whole day or the whole night, I guess, right?
No, the whole day, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he missed putting on the tefillin first thing in the morning and slept the whole day.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Aber ist doch ein, uh, nein.
Er is doch an oinen. An oinen is someone who's actually exempt from putting on tefillin. He is someone who is in mourning before the person for whom he is mourning has been buried. So it's a particular stage during which near relatives are exempt from all sorts of mitzvahs, including tefillin. So aber is doch, but after all, he's an oinen. He's in this category.
So that's like the first week.
Well, no, it's actually just a few days. Um, because after the person is buried, then he's no longer an oinen, and then he becomes an ovel. The official terms change.
Yeah. So hat nicht gedenkt genau dem Din zu darf davenen Minche oder nicht. So hat nicht gedenkt. He didn't think
He didn't remember.
exactly. Oh, remember exactly if he had to daven Mincha or not.
Right, because it's an interesting situation. At this point, most likely the burial has happened. Now he's an ovel. Maybe yes, maybe no. Should he daven mincha or not?
Yeah. So is aufgekommen mit der Hinger und hat genommen nicht Tagen nüchtern zwischen die Grusen. So he woke up with a hunger and he took nishtikrin.
Yeah, genommen here or genommen often means to begin. He began to look around. Nishteren is to look around. It's to rummage.
So amongst the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Bloye Baralach haben
Yeah, berelach. These are little. It's a kind of fruit, pears perhaps.
so the Bloyes, they wouldn't be like blueberries, huh?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. So
And
the
in fact, in Europe, blueberries are black. So
they wouldn't call them blackberries. No.
they actually call them schwarze Jagdes in Europe. That schwarze Jagde is what we call blueberry.
So wait, excuse me. So what would be a blackberry?
Ojene.
Oh, say again.
Ojene.
Oijene. So these are the Bluye Bergelach haben schon gehabt, upgewackelt.
Opgewelkt. Uh, um, Upwelken here means to grow rot, to become rotten. So the blue berlach, that's whatever fruit that is, they had already become unfit to eat.
Aha. Aber hat gefunden weißliche Barliche.
Berlach.
Berlach, was mit geriefen Walches, Walaches. Sie sind da
Okay, so
euch
go back
gewachsen.
and translate that.
Yeah.
Aber hat
So,
gefunden weißliche Berlach.
so we found like white berries.
Right.
So
Was man hat gerufen Wolaches.
yeah.
Translate.
So he says he found these white berries that he called Vochalis.
Yeah,
Whatever those are.
that people call, man hat gerufen, the people would call them Wolaches. And I don't know what Wolaches is, but it's some kind of berry, obviously.
Hmm. All right, so sie sind da euch gewachsen, schwarze Bergelach. So there was also some blackberries growing here. Hat sich aufgerissen und gegessen. So he tore some and ripped them off and started eating them. Hat sich zerstochen, der Hand in the derner. So he cut his hands in the derner. What are those?
Thorns.
Huh?
Thorns.
Oh,
Thorns.
the thorn. Yeah, derner, the thorns. Oh, and stickelekes, whatever
Steckel.
that is.
That's all. Stechelkes. It's
Oh, the
and
needles.
yeah. In fact, in German, the word for gooseberry is Stechelbarne, berry with thorns. So he's using the word berelach here to mean berries, and a little unusual because usually berelach means um, pears, but here it's berries. Um, and so, yeah, he did find some of these schwarze berelach, and they were kind of thorny.
Aha. So hat angefleht dem Bäuch. Oh, so he filled his belly. Aber is geblieben hungrig, but he still remained hungry. Der Abend is zugefallen. So the evening kind of fell on him or became about. Der Wald is
Der Wald.
der Wald ist geworden viel mit Kolos.
Yeah,
So
Koilos.
the forest became filled with what are Koilos?
Sounds, voices. But
Ah,
here it just sounds. It's
oh yeah,
animal sounds.
like a call is a sound, is a voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Stellenisch,
No, Ashalanish.
Schalenisch, Scharchenisch, Berühmnisch.
Yeah. So these are animal sounds. Shalanish is howling, and uh, Shorchanish is snoring or rustling, and a Brumanish is a humming. Um, so these are the very sounds that he's hearing. These are not human sounds, they're animal sounds.
Aha. So in ein Folie hat jedes Mal rausgelost a Galasch Gelächter.
A Gahalish, shrill.
Ah, so a bird hat every time yelled out a shriek.
Yeah.
So wie,
Literally a shrill laughter.
a shrill, oh yeah, a Gelachter. Aha. So wie a Michiganer. What a crazy one.
Yeah, like a crazy one.
What a crazy one.
No, not what, just like.
Wie a Michiganer. Yeah, like a crazy one. Ein anderer hat wie a Niebe
A novi.
hier.
A novi, a prophet.
Another one, like a prophet, gesucht in an einzige zoganisch oder farnisch,
Vornish.
foreignish. So another one said in singular, spoke in a singular term, whether it was true or not, aborganish.
No, another one, just like a prophet, said the same thing, an einzig Zorganish. He said the one and only thing, or
Uh-huh.
his or warning. So it's like a prophet who only keeps repeating the same thing. He said a single saying or warning.
Hmm. So in Mizrach hat aufgeschant de Levuna. So Mizrach is the east, right?
No, yeah, Mizrach is east, right?
So the Mizrach hat de Levuna. So the moon came up and started shining. Toy is Toy is gefallen wie durch a himmlischer Zip.
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 No, not
Zip.
zip.
I'm
Zip,
sorry,
yeah.
a zip. So what? Toy?
Dew. Dew was falling.
Oh, and how do you pronounce it? Toy?
No,
Toy?
just toy.
Toy is gefallen wie durch a himmlischer Zip. So dew fell like a heavenly, what's a zip?
A sieve, like through a heavenly sieve.
I'm sorry, a heavenly what?
Sieve,
Oh,
Sieve.
I'm sorry. Okay, so dew is falling like a heavenly sieve. So
No, like it's coming through, durch.
yeah, a durch a zip.
Do you pronounce it durch or derech?
Well, durch.
Okay, durch, fine.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to catch your accent. It's southern, but it's not Carpathian. All right.
well, now nobody's ever said that to me before.
Maybe it's
Um,
time then to let Moshe take over then.
Great. Thank you for your patience and guidance.
You're welcome.
Okay. Der Moch hat herausgelost warme Heuchen. The moss let out warm breaths und besammen dicke Geruchen and besamim is what you have on Friday, Saturday for Havdalah.
Well,
Fragrances. uh, let out fragrances, fragrant smells. Was haben verschickert wie Wein that made one drunk like wine.
yeah, spicy. How's that the word for?
Spicy, thank you. The spice box, yeah.
Yes.
Konnte mehr nicht bleiben. I can't stay here anymore, hat Jakob zu sich geredet. Jakob said to himself, will ausgehen von Hunger, I will die from hunger. Die Welt will mich verzicken. The wolves will tear me apart. Der Kopf hat ihm wehgetan. He had a headache. Hat gesucht a Steg. He looked for a path, an Ausgang, a way to get out. Aber ist gewesen von aller Seiten herumgeringelt mit Kusten und Bäumen, but he was surrounded on all sides with bushes and trees. If you could just move it a bit this way. A while looked a little bit more to the right. Yeah, great. A while hat sich ihm ausgedacht, als sieht Emerson. For a while he thought that he could see someone. Jakob hat schon ungeheben zu jenem reden. Jakob already started to talk to that person, aber mit einmal is jener ausgerunnen. But suddenly that one disappeared. Bald hat Jakob vernommen, red wie me wollt, door geschwurst daneben. Soon Yaakov heard appreciated talk as if people were talking near to him. Bin ich schon in die Hand von die Shadim? Am I already in the hands of the devils? Hat Yaakov sich gefragt. Yaakov asked himself. Hat gesagt Shema Israel. He said Shema Israel. Hat mekaven gewen den Shem.
It's pronounced Shem Havaya.
Shem Havaya. Thank you. He had in mind the name of God, I assume.
Yes.
Name.
And it's intentionally with letters not in their usual order, so that one doesn't pronounce or write the actual four-letter name of God.
Hat sich gelost gehen mit dem Ponym zu der Levona. He let himself go off in the direction with his face to the moon. Our foot is eingesunken in our sump. A foot sank into a swamp when it had him kaum herausgeschleppt, and he hardly managed to pull it out. Schiskes Leinen gefallen auf ihm. Pine cones fell on him, wie geworfen von verborgener Hand, as if thrown by hidden hands. Die Fischleine haben sich geglitscht auf die Kuppers, Nordlen, ungehäufte von Verjahren. And his feet slipped on the heaps of needles that were heaped up from previous year, or the efsher or perhaps from many previous years. Es ist gewesen mir schöner zu trachten als die Haschkoche, zu da in dem wilden Wald Achtung auf jeden Gräsel. It was strange to think that God's supervision is also acting in this wild forest, and he's looking after each little grass, jeden Wurmel, every little worm, jeden Vogel, every bird. Wie wohl jedes wahrscheinlich what herausgelost sein kann, although every creature was letting out its own sound, hat der ganze Wald gerät mit einem eigenen Call. The whole forest spoke with its own voice. Jakob ist geworden müde, when hat sich zugesetzt bei einem Stamm. Jakob became tired and sat down at a tree trunk auf a Kissen von Moch on a mossy cushion. Nu ich will schon dort sterben, so I'll die here. Hat bei sich aufgepasst. He aufgefasst.
Right.
He decided for himself. Hat so getan auf dem Call, and he said loudly, wo bist du? Where are you? Wo bist du? Where are you? Geh zu dir, I'm coming to you. Wart auf mir, wait for me. Hat gedrimmelt a while, und wiewohl ist nicht gewesen krank, he dozed for a while, and although he was not sick, hat gewusst, als das ist das Gefühl von Tod. He knew that this was the feeling of death. Die Keuches seien ihm ausgegangen, his strength left him, when the earth was auf ihr ist gesessen, and the earth on which he was sitting is ihm plötzlich geworden, non to live, suddenly became near and dear to him. Das Kever is a bed, the grave is a bed. Is him durchgelaufen Rayon, a thought ran through his mind. Das same weichste Geleger, the altogether softest bed. Wenn der Mensch wollte das gewusst, if people knew this, wollte nicht so gezittert, he wouldn't tremble so at the thought of death. Jakob hat geöffnet die Viers und vor ihm ist gestanden ein Hund. Jakob opened his eyes, and in front of him there was a dog. Jakob hat ihm durchkonnt. Jakob recognized the dog. Es ist gewesen Bilam. It was Bilam, Jan Briggs Hund, was hat auf ihm Jakob Zimmer gewacht. by the Stal auf dem Park. That was Jan Brick's dog that waited for Yaakov in the summer at the stable.
Again, gewacht, not gewahrt.
Guarded him.
Yes.
Guarded him at the stable on the mountain. Wie kommt Herr Bilam? How does Bilam get here? What Yaakov sich gefragt. Yaakov asked himself. Wie hat gewusst den Weg? How did he know the way? Yaakov hat ihm zugerufen. Yaakov called him. Aber ist nicht zugekommen, but he didn't approach Yaakov. Ist gestanden von der Weitens. He stood from afar und gedreht mit dem Eck, and he twirled his tail. Yaakov hat ihm geworfen a Schischke. Yaakov threw a cone at him, aber hat nicht gebild, but he didn't bark. Stumm oder was, mute or what. Yaakov hat vernommen, als der Hund wart auf ihm. Yaakov understood that the dog was waiting for him. Hat sich aufgehoben und genommen ihm noch gehen. He got himself up and started to follow the dog. Is gegangen und gedremmelt. He went and dozing. Is gegangen und so hat sich ihm geholmt. He went and he was dreaming. Es hat nicht lang gedauert, wie ist zugekommen zum Regenwald. It didn't take long before he came to the edge of the forest. Vor ihm seinen gelegen sandige Berg wie Trepp. In front of him lay sandy hills like steps. Jakob hat herabgeguckt und erblickt in der Tiefe die Weißung. Jakob looked down and in the depth he saw the vistula. Sie hat sich unten ausgespread as stille. She spread out below, quiet, a göttliche, godlike, halb silbern, half silver, half dunkel, half dark, und es hat sich gespiegelt, and it mirrored in ihr der Himmel und die Levona, and in the river were mirrored the heaven and the moon. Sie ist da gewesen, Pust darum, it was vacant all around, wie in die erste Tag von der Beschaffung, like in the first days of creation. Maybe if I finish to this page and then Raphael, if you'd like to take over. Jakob hat genommen suchen Blem.
Billaman.
Blemen.
Billaman. Billam.
Oh, thank you. Jakob hat genommen suchen Billaman. Jakob started to look for the dog, aber der Hund ist mehr nicht gewesen. The dog was no longer there, wie die Erde wollte ihm eingeschlungen, as if earth had swallowed him up. Erst jetzt ist Jakob gekommen auf den Sinn, als Bilam lebt schon nicht. And at this point, Jakob realized that Bilam no longer lives. Stefan, Zacharias Zindel, Zacharias' young son, hat ihm gehabt, der Harpet, was ne Komme, was Wanda hat nicht gewollt mit ihm liegen. Zacharias' little son had killed him for revenge because Vanda would not sleep with him, lie with him. That's a good place for me to stop.
Okay, I'll continue then. Kapitel 6. Yankov hat sich gelost gehen. Yankov set forth mit die Samtbreg down on these sandy hills. Und die Levone is mit ihm mitgegangen, and the moon accompanied him. Now he's heading east because it's just moonrise. The Samt hat sich gefaldet wie in a midbar. The sand was like in the dunes in a desert. Da und dort hat abgeschlagen weiß wie hat es abgeschlagen, weiß wie Kreid. Here and there, the sand, abgeschlagen, is that reflected light, perhaps, white as chalk. Was niedriger Yankov is herab, the farther Yankov descended, als breiter is geworden der Teich. So broader the river became. Hat sich ausgespreit wie ein Spiegel. The river was spread out like a mirror. In Anheb hat Yankov allein nicht gewusst, vor was geht dahin. At the outset, Yankov himself did not realize why he was going there. Aber bald is ihm geworden klar. But soon it became clear to him, as is durstig, that he is thirsty. Hat von Nächten an nicht getan kein Schluck Wasser. From yesterday on, he had not not had a gulp of water. Zugekommen zum Breg, when he came to the shore, hat sich herabgebeugen, he bent down, und angeschöpft Häufens Wasser, and he gathered hands full of water, or Häufens, yeah, in the hand. He collected water in his hands. Hat dabei gedenkt, die Meise von Gideon. At that point, he was also thinking of the story of Gideon in Pasuk Shoftim, in the chapter of Judges in the Bible. I don't remember the story of Gideon. A while is gesessen und geruht. For a while he was sitting and resting. But maybe, Yank, if you can tell us, what is the story of Gideon in Shoftim? Do you know? Ein Kolv, ein Eine. Okay, I'll keep going. A kiel wind.
I think Yaakov may have gone because he was very tired.
Here he is.
I'm still here, but I don't remember the story of Gideon.
Okay, fine. We'll all be in the dark about that. Anyway, something about drinking water, no doubt.
Yeah.
A kiel wintel hat geblasen. A cool little breeze was blowing. Schottendicke Netzen seien gefallen über der Eberflach. Shadowy nets were falling on the surface of the water. Wie ein ungesehener Fischer wollt gefangen ungesehener fish, as if an unseen fisher were catching unseen fish. Sterren seien gefallen von Himmel in Wasser. Stars were falling from heaven down into the water. Ergetswo haben sich angezündet feierlich. Somewhere, little fires were kindling. Yankov is noch lang gesessen. Yankov sat for a long time. Hat nicht getracht. He wasn't thinking. Nor die Rayones seien gegangen durch sein Moech von sich allein. But still, his imagination was, or thoughts were running through his head on their own. Hat wieder begehrt zu schlafen. He again was really eager to sleep. Aber a koyach hat ihm untergesagt, but a strength told him, abzuträseln von sich dem Schlaf, that he should shake off the sleep. Is beigekommen die Müdigkeit. He surmounted this sleepiness und sich aufgestellt, and he stood up. Is a roof auf a Bergelsteiner. He got up on a little mound of stone und sich umgeguckt in beide Seiten, and he looked around in both directions. Zweit hat der Zen etwas, was hat ausgeguckt wie ein Schiff. Somewhere far off, he caught sight of something that looked like a ship, like a boat, a Plitte oder a Wassermill. Or it might be a Plita, or it might be a watermill. Now, a Plita here can be, not quite sure what a Plita is.
A raft.
A raft. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hat sich gelost gehen ahin, lengois dem Borden. He went over in that direction, following the coast. Was länger ist gegangen, the more he went, als klarer hat sich jener Epis ausgeschält. The clearer that whatever it was appeared. Es ist nicht gewesen kein Schiff. It was no boat, und nicht kein mill, nor a mill, nor a prom. It was rather a prom. That's a kind of, I don't remember what a prom is.
Ferry.
A ferry? Thank
Oh.
you. I'm busy looking things up in my own dictionary here, but okay. But it was a ferry. Zu gefestigt mit grobe Strick to the sloopes. And it was fastened with thick ropes to poles. Es ist dort aufgestanden a Beidel und a Bude für a Hund. There was also there a cottage and a doghouse. Wenn Yankov hat sich der nentert, when Yankov came close, hat der Hund sich zebilt. The dog began to bark, und is ihm a Keggen gesprungen and sprang up to him. Von dem Beidel is a rausgekommen a klein Menschel. A small person came out from the cottage, schwarz wie a Zigeuner, most likely swarthy, as a gypsy, borvis, barefoot, halbnacket, half naked, in Häusen verscharzt bis die Knie, with his trousers rolled up to the knee, die Haar auf den Kopf lang und gekreiselt, the hair on his head long and curled. Hat angeschrien auf dem Caliph mit a grillzig call. He shouted at the dog with a hoarse voice. Hat aufgehäubene Hand und gefochet zu Yankov. He lifted his hand and he waved to Yankov. Then excuse me? When Yankov is zugekommen nenter, as Jacob arrived closer, hat jener so getan. That fellow said, Bei Nacht geht nicht die Prom. At night, the ferry doesn't travel. Wohin fährt sie? But where does she carry to? Was heißt? Zum Breg, a gegenüber. What do you mean? To the other shore. Es ist dort da Stadt. Is there a town there? Nicht weit, not so far. Wie heißt sie? And what's the town called? Der Fremder hat angerufenen Namen. The stranger mentioned some name. A lange Weile hat Yankov geschwiegen. For a long time, Yankov was silent. Danach hat jener gefragt, and then the other guy asked, Bist a Yid, huh? You're Jewish, yeah? Yeah, a Yid. Yes, Jewish. Was ist dein Gepäck? What's your luggage? Where is your luggage? Wo ist dein Gepäck? Ich hab nicht kein Gepäck. I don't have any. I'm not carrying anything. A bettler, huh? So you're a beggar, huh? Wo ist dein Torbe? So, but then where is your the sack on your shoulder? Gar nicht mehr wie dem Bösigen stecken. I've got nothing except this particular staff with this club. No, es trefft. Well, I guess it happens. Hab schon in mein Leben als gesehen. I've seen everything in my life. Teil haben zu viel, andere gar nicht. Some folk have too much, others nothing at all. Was hat getroffen? What happened to you? A Goslin is dich befallen? Did a robber attack you? Ich hab nicht kein Meure für kein schon Goslin. Well, I'm not afraid of any sort of robber, hat Yankov geantwortet. Yankov answered. Verwundert von die eigenen Wörter, marveling at his own words. Ja, was hat unser einer Meure zu haben? Was hat unser einer? What does our one person have to fear? Mehr wie die zerrissene Pluderen können bei dir nicht nehmen. They can't take away from you anything more than your ripped Pluderen.
Trousers.
Trousers. Yeah,
Trousers.
there's nothing more to steal. So of course you're not afraid. Doch muss ich halten a Hund and a Spies euch. But I've got to keep a dog and also a spear. Voran a Zoinef Parscheinen, was seinen Gerät die Streck über zu schneiden. There are in the world that sort of person who is ready to cut the rope und mit der Prom zu entläufen and to run off with the ferry. Chutz, who come in laufen mit der Prom, but on the other hand, where can you run off with a ferry? Anumelt is by a Baba a Gans reingesprungen in Wasser. Not long ago, by some granny, a goose jumped into the water. And sie hat gleich gewollt laufen nachher. And she wanted immediately to run after it. Zwei Mannsleit haben sie gemusst zu halten. Two men had to hold her back. Die Gans haben wir später zurück aufgekrogen. The goose, later we were able to, or we later brought it back up. Ich frag der Baba, so I asked the granny, du kannst schwimmen? Can you swim? And she said, nein. And she says, no. Woische, sag ich, springst du in Wasser rein. So why in the world were you jumping into the water? Sagt sie, she answered, says, mein Gans, it's my goose. Von wann kommst du? That ended the story. Von wann kommst du? So where are you from? From Yusufov. I come from Yusufov. Huh? Wo spart dann das Yusufov? Hey, where is this here Yusufov? Es muss sein auf jener Seite Weisla. It must be on the other side of the Vistula. And I'll stop there and we can pick up next time with yes at the beginning of the next page.
Mm.